This week on Serious Social, we're going to explore the Facebook algorithm changes, what we've learned, and what this might mean for your brand. For those that are unaware, what exactly happened 7 weeks ago?
So Facebook had a significant algorithm change. It's actually the second algorithm change they've had in the last 3 months. The first one happened October, and it affected paid deployment more. That doesn't really seem to get spoken about. What happened 7 weeks ago was Facebook made the decision that they were going to allow users' content to be prioritised for friends and family. Mark Zuckerberg came out in a statement and he said the aim of Facebook was to connect people and enrich people's lives. And they had some feedback that too many brand or advertising messages were appearing in feed and too few family and friends posts. So they've changed the algorithm to balance that up. You won't see all your friends and family posts. You'll see more of the posts that have comments in them or volumes of likes, content that seems to be meaningful or impactful to people, that will appear in your feed. And the same process applies to brand advertising. So now, in the past, well-targeted adverts got a bit of a boost from the Facebook platform and you reached more people, whereas now you have to be getting comments in feed and likes. It has to be content that's being debated, discussed. And the other thing that Facebook have done is clamp down on what we call clickbait. There was a lot of publishers that would say, tag someone you know who would do this. And they would share the same piece of content on multiple pages. Some publishers, believe it or not, have in excess of 3,000 Facebook accounts, and they were sharing the same content on each of those pages. Could argue that's spamming. So Facebook have clamped down on all of that, and it's supposed to mean that your content in feed will be more meaningful to you, more impactful to you.
Okay. So does this mean it will be harder for brands to advertise on Facebook?
Yes and no. I realise that makes me look like I'm sitting on the fence. Yes, in the sense that fewer adverts are going to be appearing within a user's feed. Absolutely not if you're a smart advertiser who's well targeting their content. For many years now, we've advocated targeting on behaviours and interests, really honing in on the audience. And whilst a lot of the world has finally woken up to that, and there's many people out there now advocating targeting on behaviours and interests, it is shocking how few agencies and fewer brands still are even looking at personas and the data around who their true audience is. Who's the audience that's buying my product or service now? Who's the audience we want to buy my product or service tomorrow? What are those personas? What are the behaviours, the interests? What's the data of those people? And then how do we activate that on Facebook? If you continue to do that well, you will reach your audience. But Facebook's a big platform, right? So brands that do it well, you will get your advertising away. Brands that do it well, you will lose out on your bidding, and auction wins will go to other brands. So this should force agencies and advertisers to be smarter and more relevant, and that can only be a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm. In terms of cost, is it going to be more expensive?
Fewer adverts, less reach. Surely that means higher CPM or cost per mille, the cost per 1,000 impressions. We have seen a slight increase. January and February have had marginal year-on-year increases. If you go and look at the average CPMs for this year and last year, they are costlier, marginally so. I would caveat that it's only the first couple of months post-algorithm change. So are we seeing incremental costs? Are they here to stay? We don't have enough data yet to know, but they're certainly up. Do I think Facebook will allow CPMs to increase throughout the year? I'm not so sure.
So if we're seeing fewer adverts, what do we need to do to stand out?
More creative, more impactful, and don't display a flat visual. Facebook killed that October last year. If you put a flat visual up on a post, nobody will see it. We used to advocate to clients 0.6% of an audience your organic audience would see posts. The minute you put a flat visual up, it just went through the floor. Facebook want motion. So one of the things we pioneered here that all our clients know is the use of picture drifts in social, the use of plotter graphs. Most people will know what a video and a cinematograph is, but few agencies will know plotter graphs and picture drifts. And the agencies that don't know how to produce those, you should ask yourself, should I be working with them on social? Because they're pretty basic principles of getting motion into an asset. But you need to understand your audience, and then you need to have an advert that speaks to the audience. So it all comes back to personas and data and knowing who you're going after and having a proposition that will pop. That's been the essence of marketing for decades. We kind of lost our way a bit maybe 10, 15 years ago, but what I love about social and data is it's brought back all of those classic protocols and the methodologies that were pioneered way back when. We use them daily, and the campaigns, I mean, you know yourself, we won Strategy Campaign of the Year last year, and it was using these basic principles. It really does work.
If you had one piece of advice, what would it be?
Live video. Use live video. Engagement rates and reach on live video surpasses just published video. It is extraordinary and how impactful live video is now. So use it, understand it, and figure out ways in which your brand can have a narrative. We do it here all the time for B2B brands, consumer brands. We're regularly out on shoots. The rewards are huge. Fujitsu, we did some live videos at Fujitsu Forum in November last year, published the videos, over 1.5 million video views. And I'm not talking 3-second or 10-second video views. I'm talking 30-second or full 4, 5, 6 minute video views. People care about the content more so than just a published video. It's extraordinary.